Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm Maggie.
And I'm Tom.
And you're watching Word of Mouth.
War is just my parents' house all over again, only on a different scale.
It must be so intense. I mean, how can you concentrate with all that going on?
So automatic, I don't even think about it. When I look through that little rectangle, time stops. It just, everything around me, all the noise around me, everything cuts out.
Today we saw Time Stands Still.
Time Stands Still is a play about a reporter and a photographer.
They have been together for 8 years. They have worked in the Middle East.
And they come back because she, the photographer, Sarah, has been injured badly, almost died.
And he is suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. So they come back to New York and they're trying to make sense of what their next steps in life are going to be.
The other two characters in the play are Richard, who is Sarah's editor. He's a friend to them, but he's also sort of a boss or a manager of their lives and projects.
He has taken up with Mandy, who is a young gal, much his junior, and she's very ingenuous and, oh gosh, everything's very sweet. She's a sweet girl.
It is a show about two couples and about the differences in their lives.
James the writer is played by Brian Darcy James, who was terrific.
Brian Darcy James was not Shrek. I was delighted. He's very handsome. And who knew under all that green, you know? He did a lovely job. He had a very appealing role, a very understanding role to play. You could empathize with what he had been through on many levels.
His performance was really good. There's a lot of scenes where he loses his temper, gets very angry, has, mini meltdowns, and he delivers it really well.
Laura Linney did a very nice job as Sarah, the photographer.
I couldn't see her as anything but the character, and I know she's been in a lot of other things, but she was this photographer, and she did a fine job at it.
I've always thought that she's an incredible actress, and to see someone who is that good at what they do, doing it live in front of you is just one of those rare moments when you just feel like, oh, like how lucky am I to be sitting in this seat right now watching her perform.
Alicia Silverstone played Mandy, and you needed Mandy. She was a breath of fresh air. She was a sweet little conscience coming in to help these people.
The character has such sweetness at her core, and she brought that out thoroughly.
For me, she was the comic relief. She was the funny one, the sort of grounded, normal, real character that I could relate to.
Eric Bogosian played Richard, and you had to love him.
The part didn't have as much emotion behind it. And so maybe that's why he stood out a little less to me, but he was perfect for the part, and he was absolutely engaged with everything that was going around him.
I liked Eric Bogosian a lot. I liked all of them a lot. I really did enjoy this play.
I loved the play. I think if I was reading the play, I would love it, but to see a play that good, acted that well, was just the perfect experience.
It's good acting and it's good writing, but I didn't ever feel myself getting pulled into the story at all. I was never really emotionally attached to any of the characters, and there was sort of, I felt like there was this distance between the audience, or at least me, and the actors on stage.
This play had me engaged from the get-go.
It's the kind of play that I like because it's very emotional. It's about people who are kind of trying to figure out their life and trying to sort through some kind of messy things, and it gave me, I think I'm going to be thinking about this a lot.
For the money that you spend to go to a Broadway show, you should have some sort of connection, and this sort of I don't want to say it's a dark play. It's not dark. There's some funny moments, there's some comedy, but it doesn't resonate with me, and it's not something I would recommend.
I will be recommending this play to a lot of people.
The people's job on that stage is to entertain you and to give you a message. And I thought they did entertain me. I felt they did give me a message. And I thought they did their work well.
If you want to see a really good play, check this one out.
That poor little boy. Maybe if she took him to the hospital instead of taking his picture.
There were rescue workers for that.
How could you just stand there?
I wasn't just standing there.
The boy was dying. He was dying.
The boy would have died no matter what I did, and I wouldn't have gotten the picture.
You could have been helping them.
I was helping them. I was taking their picture.
How is that helping them?
By gathering evidence to show. If it weren't for people like me, the ones with the cameras, who would know? Who would care?